to Awaken After Hours
After Hours
podcast. I'm Brian. And we have Candy Shannon.
It's true.
It is true?
It is true.
Okay.
Some days.
And she is probably the coolest cosplayer that I know.
Cool. Of all the cosplayers
all
that
I
you
know.
That long list of cosplayers.
No, you've been doing it a long time. You want to
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know, what got you into it?
Halloween. Yeah. Just really have always dressed up and did Halloween like really, really big. And so a friend of mine went to an anime convention and had an extra ticket and asked me to go with her. And when I went there, and this was in like May, and everyone was dressed up and it was nowhere near Halloween, I'm like, this is awesome. You can dress up at other times than Halloween. Okay, sign me up. So I started planning my first. That was in 2010 and 2011. I did my first cosplay, which was Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And
where at?
That was at E010 in Detroit. So it was it's an anime convention, but it was really, really well received there. It kind of went viral after that, and that's kind of what kicked off my whole getting into the professional cosplaying.
Oh, your character kind of went a little viral?
Yeah, the Ursula did. She went kind of viral. So and then the next big one I did after that was Fiona from Shrek Forever After. She her warrior version. I don't know if you've seen like the fourth Shrek movie, but it's in an alternate universe, and she's like a warrior, and she's like super badass and has like a giant axe, which I have behind me. That's
a big axe.
Yeah.
So
that's what she said.
So I've got a question because so a little bit outside of this. So how do you two know each other? I'm assuming that's for those who don't know, Candy helps us out with the haunt as well.
Right.
So how did you two?
We actually met at an event called what is it? Oh, it wasn't Blood Bash. It was the MegaCon, the first MegaCon in Jackson, and you had a booth, and we had a booth with our effects, Knuckle Dragger effects deal.
Yep.
And this is just before actually even Awaken was getting started.
Yeah.
And you needed a prosthetic pig nose.
I need a pig nose.
Yeah.
I needed a pig nose. So I approached your table, and I'm like, do you do commissions? Because I need a new pig nose. It's really hard to find a pig nose, just so you know.
And that was the first time I think Wayne and I were ever asked about pig nose.
Rob.
So
really white.
Get that.
But he's going to Vegas soon. So.
You gonna get tan?
So so that's how we met, and
looks transparent. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, he's just getting completely off.
He's making fun of my white skin over here.
Oh.
So maybe we should do makeup next time a little bit.
A little makeup.
Yeah. I could take the hat off, and we get
that's something.
a little glare going.
That's actually something else that Candy can do is
it's true.
Beauty makeup.
I do want to get back to the cosplay a little bit though. So then you went to the second
that's
one.
why we're here.
Yeah.
Well, I would too, actually.
Aside from Rob's milky skin.
Transparent.
Transparent skin.
So now the one in Detroit you went to, they still do that?
Yeah. Yep. It's been going on for years and years.
You still go? Do you go every year?
This last year was the first time that I didn't go because pretty much the haunt killed me.
So we're sorry about that.
Not
really, but we are.
It's the weekend after Halloween, so it just is too much. It was just too much. So I slept.
Yeah.
That was my first weekend off in a while, so I just slept that weekend.
What other characters have you done?
Oh, a lot. I have like about 50 different characters that I've done so far.
15 or 50?
50, 50,
50,
yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so, which is actually small for as long as I've been doing it because I only debut between 6 to 8 costumes a year-ish. So it's kind of low, honestly, because there's some very prolific cosplayers out there that put out new stuff all the time, but I can't afford it.
Well, and you make all your own costumes.
Yeah.
Right?
So my mom is my seamstress, and she actually has done costumes for the haunt.
She does amazing work.
Yeah, she's great.
Really does.
Yeah. And I make all the props and do the makeup and wig styling and all of that stuff. So everything other than the actual garment itself, I do. So
I never knew what cosplay was until a couple of years ago.
yeah.
You want to explain it a little bit? Because there's probably
The only thing I knew, like even before
like Rob
that
doesn't
was,
know
like,
what it is.
schoolgirl.
I'm not sure it's real, to be honest.
Would a schoolgirl constitute cosplay?
No.
Oh,
Unless it's from a
Schoolgirl.
specific
That's-
anime.
that's what I always thought. But
There's so cosplay is short for costume play, so it's not just dressing up like the character, but it's also acting as the character as well. So it's really strongly in Japan with all of these animes and stuff. People started dressing up these characters and then play acting as the characters as well. I actually consider myself more of a costumer than I do a cosplayer, in that I don't stay in character the whole time.
So you don't get like into the voices and all that.
I do for funsies every once in a while. I'll crack a quote or something like that just to make people smile. Especially as I do Pam Poovey from Archer. And she is so much fun. I don't know if you've ever seen Archer.
I like Archer.
She is so much fun. So I'll walk around and say sploosh and holy shit snacks and stuff like that, which are some of her lines, and because she's just a fun chick. But for me, it's like the posing and the photography end of it is where I am acting as the character, because I'll try to do the poses and stuff of that character.
Yeah.
So it's and that's a whole other thing, is the whole photography side of it is like it's a whole other
Have you ever dressed up, Rob, like as a fireman or like a construction worker? Just wear the tool belt or something?
police officer?
No, not really.
No.
No.
Me neither.
Clown,
Clown?
occasionally.
Yeah, one clown. Yeah,
Just a mask.
just a mask.
Oh man.
What else? No.
No other, nothing else.
Well, that was
No,
nice. Thanks
no.
for having me.
Yeah. No.
What?
Um.
Wait. I had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember here. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, I'll ask.
Oh
one.
no, I was going to ask. So how do you decide on a character? Is it just something you just?
A character I want to do. For me, it has to be a character that I like. I tend to like sassy ladies. And villains are a lot of fun. I do a lot of villains as well. They're
I
a
would
lot of
think
fun.
those would be the most fun.
They're the most fun. Heroes are not nearly as fun.
No.
But I do a lot of villains. I do tend to do plus size characters because I feel like that fits my body shape better. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with cosplaying as a character that doesn't fit my body shape. Like I did a Peg Bundy from Married with Children.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun. That was for the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. It's also called C2E2. So, Peggy's hometown is Chicago. And so I dressed up as Peggy and had like the cha-cha heels and the big, huge bouffant hair. Like the hair was huge. And it was way out of my comfort zone because I don't wear like leggings and tight clothes and stuff. But I had lost some weight and I was feeling a little bit more confident. And so I decided to do it. And I walked out of the hotel room. Dudes were like giving me their phone numbers and like, and like wolf whistling as I was walking down the street and stuff as I'm all trotting with my little cha-cha heels. But
I don't look good in leggings either.
I wouldn't think so.
You know.
got squats.
Was there any other people dressed up from Married with Children at all? Or?
No, not at that one.
Because
But
that would have
now
been
it's-
really funny.
Now it's become
Oh, family.
The whole family.
the whole family. Now, last year there was a pair who did Alan Peggy, and they brought a couch, and they like
Oh, that's
set
cool.
the couch up in the lobby and just sat on the couch the
Wow,
whole
that's
time.
serious
That's
business.
dedication.
They brought
right
a whole
there.
couch.
Anybody ever do like the Goldbergs, Mom? You ever watch the Goldbergs?
No, I haven't
She
seen
does,
that
like, all
one.
the sweaters.
You haven't watched the
I love
Goldbergs?
No, is it good?
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
pretty
it's
funny.
great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
If you like the 80s.
I didn't
do.
realize. I didn't
Then you'd
realize
like
that cosplay was a lot of like that, like the sitcom characters a little bit. I
There-
always thought
it
it was
is.
more
I
superhero
agree.
Everything.
I didn't know until she just said that.
Yeah,
Right.
it is everything. It is every kind of pop culture kind of thing. There's people who do a cosplay as celebrities as well. So like Lady Gaga and all her many outfits, outrageous outfits and things like that. And it's anything really. And there's, comics, there's people who like Andy essentially is a cosplayer.
Right, with
Zombie One.
Zombie One
Zombie
or
One.
Ghost of Odorous.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Ghost of Odorous.
it's anything that you want to dress up as, and the more
So when
sometimes
I-
the more obscure the better.
When I
honestly.
throw on my Gene Simmons costume and have a cocktail,
There you
I'm
go.
cosplaying in my basement.
Yes.
Do you do that?
Once.
Once.
So yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
But I had drinks before that,
But-
before I put the costume on.
Yeah, but you
That's
should
what
do
led
it
to the
more.
costume.
That's why I put the costume
You should
on.
do it more.
I
And
know.
just post it on Facebook.
You are really into Kiss still, right? That's not like a joke or anything. That's
That's what got me into horror.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. No, I just want. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still a thing then.
It's still a
That's
thing.
still a
you
thing.
know?
People still like
Kiss
Kiss.
Cruise.
Yep.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. I'm just as surprised.
It's still
as you
it's
are.
still going strong.
No, I really love it. It's
God, we're
fun.
not going down that road.
The Kiss Road. The
Nobody likes to go down the Kiss Road.
Hey,
Brian does.
watch it.
Brian does.
There's a really awesome convention in Atlanta, Georgia called Dragon Con, and it's huge. It's the third largest convention in the United States. It's like over 100,000 people in attendance. And I used to go to that one every year, quite frequently. And it's a more of an adult con, so you see a lot of like really risque stuff there, and you see a lot of like
That's what I want to go
Yeah.
to. I mean, I've never been to one. If I'm going to go to
It's,
one,
like,
I'm going to
spread
say that's
out
the one.
over,
That's the
like,
one
you're gonna go to.
Yeah.
5 hotels in 3 blocks. It's like
Wow.
huge. It's enormous, and it's so much. It's a huge party con. I mean, you're just up all night. It's just a party con.
Dressing up.
That's
dressing
the
up,
one
drinking,
I definitely want to go
drinking while dressing up, and you'll get like these huge groups of people. Like I was in talks. I was trying to get a group together of Average Joes versus Global Gym from Dodgeball, and have just like a huge group of like Average Joes and like Global Gym people. Just walk around and drink and costume and.
Do you know the history of it though? So I know it came from Japan, and then the history in the United States. What was the first? Do you know the first convention or when it was?
No, I don't. And the thing is that like here in the States we have our own versions of that. I mean, like look at like Trekkies and stuff. Like look at all these people who've gone.
true.
I mean that's
Been
Star
happening for
Wars.
years.
It's
Yeah.
been happening forever, and even like reenactments and things like Civil War reenactments. I mean that's cosplaying
true.
essentially.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
playing a character. You lay there dead in a field
I
until.
watched that in Jackson a couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I give a Star Trek aside?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Lately, they've been showing the
Are you
1970s
a
Star
Trekkie?
Trek one. No, I'm not.
You're not. Are you sure?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it to me.
I agree.
Don't bring up
it's just
Kiss again.
It's a strange watch nowadays. I don't know if you remember that movie,
is.
but they've been throwing it on a lot. And I watched about a half an hour of it one point.
The original Star Trek movie?
Yeah, like from 1977 or something.
I
Anyway,
don't think I've ever seen that.
It's great.
weird tangent, but
Is it?
It is.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm mesmerized by that stuff that's so old now that it's so dated in some ways.
Right.
It
Anyway.
is. Yeah, some stuff does not hold up.
Hey, Candy, why haven't you
Why?
brought out the cosplay for the Haunt at some point? Besides what the
Besides
standard
Candy,
stuff?
Oh.
Candy the Clown.
Yeah, she's done.
Besides,
Candy.
well, I know Candy the Clown, and that's standard for Halloween. But it might be cool to throw something else kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done a horror con before, and
idea.
I would really like to do a horror con and do some more like horror characters.
What, horror con, is there anything like that?
Oh yeah, huge ones, huge horror cons. There's one. There's a couple here in Michigan, and Bruce Campbell has his own horror con, and they're great. I would
Who?
love to. Bruce Campbell.
Oh, I love that's my dog.
Yep, he has his own
It's
horror
my
convention in I believe it's in the Illinois
Shop
area.
Smart, S Smart.
Shop smart, shop S smart.
I should know who Bruce Campbell is.
You
but
should.
I met him. He stayed over at my
I'm gonna
boobs.
Google him.
I have a
Oh.
picture of it.
Be better-
Do ya?
be
Yeah,
better off
totally do. He was shaking my hand
doing your
and
Google.
it's locked. Right
So what is
Army of Darkness?
what is like the weirdest
I
cosplay
notes
get up
here.
you've ever seen? I mean, just
That
like
I've
off
ever
the wall
seen?
that you're like, oh my god.
There's it's just so there's the more obscure the better. So there's a
Yes.
really
Oh, yeah,
small
yeah.
little horror movie called Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's fantastic. I highly recommend. But it's a mockumentary style where it's a guy who's talking about like Mike and Jason and all that, like they're real people, and that he's carrying on with that tradition. And he goes behind the whole science of, picking out a group of kids that he's going to stalk and kill and all that kind of stuff. And there's this like film crew following him. And there's like twists and stuff, and it's really great. Well,
What was that called?
Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Huh.
And
What's that on? Is that on Netflix?
it was on Netflix. I have it on DVD if anyone would like to borrow it. But
we might have to. We
it's
might have to
fabulous.
have a movie
and I
night,
saw
you
a
guys.
Leslie Vernon cosplay, and I about lost my shit.
Really?
Like, yeah, I was super excited.
So it's like the more obscure, the better.
For
type of-
me, it is.
Yeah.
recently there was a bunch of Heathers cosplayers as well. Do you remember that
Heathers,
movie,
I remember
Heathers?
that.
That's
I like
awesome.
And now,
that design.
and I didn't know why, but now I found out that there's a remake going on, and so it's kind of gained popularity again. But
That'll be no good.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, it made me think of Red Dawn. That'd be some good ones.
Red Dawn, yeah.
Be some good ones.
So I judge
that's right.
costume contests. That's part of being a professional cosplayer. So kind of like what sets me apart from people who do it like amateur cosplayer is that I get paid to do it. I get invited by conventions to attend in costume as a celebrity guest, and I have like a booth with like prints and stuff like that. And then I host panels where I talk about different subjects regarding cosplay, and then I also judge the costume contests.
That's awesome.
So it's a lot of
locally
work.
or nationally?
all over the United States.
Nice.
I haven't made it international yet. I'm trying.
I mean, I'm googling this behind the mask, the Rise of Leslie Vernon. That's a pretty creepy mask.
It's an
I mean, I
awesome
wish I
mask.
could show. You know,
Yeah.
if we had some.
It's
sort
really great.
maybe in
Some
maybe
video
techno-
budget or something.
if there's some sort of
It's
technology that we could show
Google
you.
the behind the mask, the Rise of Leslie Vernon.
If
to see the
only
mask.
that existed.
It gets 70%.
So I get to see a lot of
74% on
great
Rotten
work there
Tomatoes.
Do
too.
horror
Yeah.
movies ever get much though? Like
That's-
No, that's pretty good though.
I would assume horror movies get a.
That's
A
a
lower
pretty
mark.
decent
That's
right,
good
like,
on
they're
Rotten
not
Tomatoes.
everybody's.
Yeah, it's
cup
like
of
What did
tea
they
and-
get?
like
74%.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's good.
that's yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot worse out there. I mean, that's actually pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes is a little tough, man.
Yeah.
They're
So
honest.
can we
Kinda.
bring
Yeah.
this thing
Yeah,
forward?
grab it.
Bring it forward.
Wow,
Be
that's,
careful.
That's way heavier than I thought it was
sharp.
going to be.
Well, it's just the
and
handle.
it's sharp. Oh my god! Look at
What's that? No,
is there like
what's
a
that for?
This was
It's
for my
cosplay.
Fiona cosplay.
I know.
kill you, Rob.
I'm aware of that at this point.
Wow! Can we see this? Is it in?
Is this?
Oh,
yeah,
well, we
yeah.
see
it's
it.
Is
right
that
in
like
You
a
wanna hold it?
Minecraft thing?
I'll let you hold
Wait,
it.
I wanna
Look at
see
that crazy thing,
Oh, this is
dude!
a
It's
lot-
real
I'm
stone.
turning
Be
around to you.
careful.
It's real stone.
This is a lot heavier than
It
looks.
yeah. That's what I was
Real.
saying.
Oh wow, yeah.
So that's made out of an upholstery foam cushion that I
What?
sanded and cut down, and then used fake stone paint to make the.
Is it?
Going
Would you
on
put
it.
it on it to get it?
Don't.
No, bring it
You
here.
can't touch it. Don't point at it.
Don't
It's,
even don't even look at it.
It's I used a
wanna
Plastidip,
hold it,
which
Rob?
is aerosolized
Did you wanna
rubber
hold it?
to seal the
No,
foam,
okay.
so it wouldn't just suck up the
Nice.
paint.
I mean,
And
I
then
touch the
that's
stone,
like a
Did you touch
stone.
Are we allowed
paint.
to have side conversations over here?
We are.
No,
They
you're
are.
not.
It's kind of distracting, I think.
I think it's very.
I have some
very
other
rude.
props.
I think it's very
Wait,
rude.
so what is that
Now
prop
it's not
for?
gonna stay.
It's for.
If I missed it, if I didn't just talk over it.
You totally
did.
Okay.
You missed like 20 minutes of the
most of
conversation.
it's.
I was
It's
telling you to stop
from
talking to me.
Shrek Forever After.
Okay.
This is from Shrek Forever After. That's part 4.
Yep, the fourth one. In it, Shrek wishes he had never been born for one day so he could have some time to himself. And so Fiona never got rescued from the castle, so she had to defend herself, and she became a really badass warrior.
Shrek is kind of selfish, I think.
He really is. He's a douche.
I didn't see any of
Douche.
them. I know.
Oh, one of
You should. They're pretty funny.
So, have you ever seen Metalocalypse?
Maybe.
It's an Adult Swim cartoon.
No.
And it's about
But
the,
Rob's Googling it, so.
Yeah, pull him up. Pull up Murder.
For the record, my favorite Adult Swim cartoon is Rick and Morty.
Oh, it's a good one.
Metalopolis.
Metalocalypse, like apocalypse. but-
apocalypse.
Like Ockle.
But you should look up Murderface. So I cosplayed as Murderface from Metalocalypse, which is a dude, and that's called crossplay when you do opposite your gender.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like all these terms.
Wait, what's it
So
called?
there's
Crossplay.
cosplay and costume play, and now we're into
Crossplay.
Crossplay.
Now,
So for those keeping
And then
track. This
gender
guy?
bend is a term.
but
as
what
well.
about.
Yep, I cosplayed as him.
Again, I
Really?
wish the audience could see
We
this.
don't have.
Well,
sort of
if
a-
we can find the
making that
technology,
happen.
we will.
Google
Certainly do
William Murderface.
We might
William
add a
Murderface.
picture of it.
We did a whole. It was a group of women who played all of these metal dudes. So we all had to do makeup to make us look like men. I had a fake mustache. I made a gap in my teeth because he has a gap, and we had to walk around with really stern faces and look like this metal band.
Is that a comedy or
All,
what is-
all
Yeah,
metal
it's
bands
comedy.
have stern faces,
Yeah.
just so you know.
They do. So we ended up being a bump on Adult Swim for it. Adult
Awesome.
Swim found our photo and they put us in
Really?
a commercial. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. For
We'll have
for
to
our
find
costume.
that.
We'll have to find that and show that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
It's
Google
on my
it.
page.
Google it.
I don't know if you'll find it. on
Google
Google,
me.
but it's on my page.
I was going to ask you. So, do you have a website?
I do. Well, I have a Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm on all the social medias.
That's on the World Wide Web.
My cosplay name is Sweets4aSweet Cosplay.
Come again.
Sweets4aSweet.
Sweets4aSweet. All right. And
Cosplay.
Is
that part of it? Cosplay?
Cosplay is
okay.
part of it.
And that's on Facebook?
But if you Google that, I'll come up. Yep. And on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Tumblr, Vero. Sweets, the number 4, a sweet.
What am I Googling?
Yeah. Sweets.
This is your website, right?
Well, Facebook. This is
Google
her handle. This is her
Google my handle and see what comes up.
This is her internet handle, basically.
The number 4.
The internet handle.
4.
A sweet.
You know, like back in the day, truckers had handles. Hey, breaker. This is Candy's handle.
I got a Smokey on my tail.
If you look at images,
Oh,
you
it's
should.
a song. Sweets for my sweet.
No, not Sweets for my sweet.
Oh,
he got it wrong, Rob. You got it wrong. We're gonna need you to focus.
Sweets
Why?
for treats.
Not sweets for treats. That's not what she's doing.
Sweets4aSweet was a quote in the movie Candyman, and since my name is Candy, it's been my online handle for a really long time.
I like it.
So I made it my cosplay.
I like that. There's a
did you add
behind
cosplay to that? Maybe that'll help.
I should come up just under
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm not.
Oh, Rob.
You know what? You know what?
Chris,
this
grab that from him.
October,
I'm kinda
we're going to
sorta
have
a
an
big deal.
internet training session, a Google training session for Rob.
Would you like to see some other props?
Yes. What do you have?
I have other things.
Uh-oh.
Sweet.
I gotta say,
Look out.
What?
Do you want to put them on the
is
table?
it like all one word or what?
Sweets, the letter 4. A sweets.
Whoa.
Cosplay.
Dude, you guys are missing this.
Do the cosplay.
Look at this
cosplay.
crazy stuff.
So this is some armor.
That's cool. Is that?
Check it out, man.
That is cool.
What?
It looks like pewter and crystal, which obviously that's what it's made to look
so
like.
that was
yeah.
from the live action Cinderella. That was her wand that I was recreating.
Dude, I
there.
guarantee this was inspired by Gene Simmons.
That is just craft foam. That's all that is, and Crayola model magic, and some purse accents.
What did you make the middle of this out of?
It's called thermoplastic called Warbla, and that's what this part is as well.
Oh, it's all one word.
Yes, it's all one word.
Jesus.
This is Warbla as well.
Nobody cares now. No, I do.
No, what's this? What do you have? Oh,
This is my Wonder Woman breastplate. So
That's cool.
Like when I did Wonder Woman, when I did Wonder Piggy, because Miss Piggy dressed up as Wonder Woman, and
I wish
That's
everyone could see the
right.
Shrek costume.
Yeah, the Shrek costume's awesome.
well,
Thank
if we
you.
can figure out the technology, maybe we can have that happen.
Oh, there's my
Sorry,
fiance.
we're interrupting you.
Find the Wonder Woman.
It's on there.
There's the Shrek right there,
Yeah.
too.
That was SC2E2.
Now, what was this made out of again?
So
Because
this
I think it's my favorite
this and
word
this.
ever.
Warbla.
Warbler.
Warbla.
I
It is
love
a
that.
thermoplastic from Germany.
Solid.
So you can't buy it locally, right?
You have to buy it online. Can't buy it
From
locally.
Germany.
Yep. And
is great.
it's craft foam. So like the foamies, the little kids craft foam. I cut the shapes out and then covered it in thermoplastic to make it hard.
Do you want to check these
This
out, Rob?
is just craft foam with muslin on the backing. This was the first
Pretty
piece of
cool.
armor that I ever made.
You got the hair clips
This
like
one's
hooked
cool.
right in, so you can just.
I really think you
Man,
should
that's-
break one of these out for out front sometime, just for the.
I can
the-
totally do that.
I mean, I know it's
anytime
not
you guys
exactly
want.
horror related, but it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, there's my
Well, we
murder
can throw
face.
blood on her.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
there
can make
it
her
is, too, isn't
zombie
it?
Wonder
What
Woman.
is it?
That's
That's
it.
my
Dude.
murder face.
I wish everyone could see this.
Oh my goodness.
Rob's going to have us posting all kinds of things.
We're gonna have a bunch of overlays on this video. I tell you, that is the craziest thing.
That's
Can
awesome.
you see it?
You got to put it right here.
Yeah, you can. You can see it.
Yeah, you can, but it'd be better over here.
Whatever.
No, that's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the murder.
That's murder face. Yeah.
Face.
That was when I was trying to just show the gap.
We'll have to.
but
We'll. Rob, you don't have to keep turning that. We're going to make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
Okay. It'd be cool to sell some of these.
I get asked about commissions and stuff. It's just
Have you ever done it or no?
no, because if they don't like it, like I'll
Screw
probably
'em.
die.
It's
Well,
just,
no.
it's
no, you
it was
can't be
just
worried
a real
about that.
niche thing too. Like, you know, I
It's
mean, how can
either-
you mass
It's-
produce?
But there's gotta. I mean, I
No,
know,
it's
But you
not
don't
that.
mass produce. You custom make.
I custom
Well,
make, yeah.
but I mean, I'm sure that's a huge part of why people do this is they love to make the costumes. But there's got to be people that can't do it.
There are people who just want to buy, and there's like a huge thing online about, are you a true cosplayer if you don't make it yourself, and all of that. And
but some people just can't.
A bottle. I'm sorry.
Which duck?
Can I?
Which duck
Wanna
creature is she?
Yeah, you want another one?
So that's Mrs. Beakley from DuckTales.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be
I made a
Howard the Duck
She
thing. You ever
she
try
has
to watch
the
that
purple
movie?
can.
I love Howard the Duck. Well, I was a kid, though.
That movie's like
Did you ever?
I might not be able to watch
horrible.
it now.
Have you ever seen DuckTales?
Oh, I love DuckTales as a
So
little kid.
that's my Mrs. Beakley. I made a beak
I wish
and everything.
that everyone could
see
see
it.
it.
Who has
But
a Slayer? Never mind.
I don't care.
Bit of a tangent. I got a question on the back to the Adult Swim stuff. Has anybody stumbled across an episode of Mr. Pickles?
No.
With Rick and Morty?
Well, no, it's oh no, that's that
Pickle
Rick was awesome.
Pickle
That was a
Rick?
great episode. But no, Mr.
have
Pickles is
an opener?
like the devil dog. It's like,
Here, sorry.
I don't know. It's pretty disturbing.
I'm
Anyway,
a cord
No,
cutter.
I'm not.
I'm not gonna say I laughed
And
at
I do
it.
have the
I'm
Comedy
not
Central
What
gonna
are you
say
talking?
that.
You're a what?
cord cutter. I don't
Oh.
have cable or satellite.
Okay.
But I do have the Comedy Central app, so I should actually pull it up a little more. I watch a lot.
I don't know
I
why.
watch Broad City.
Whatever. I don't know why I don't cut the cord. All TV is now is like reality. Like
You don't. You gotta not to plug them, but you gotta try Sling TV. I absolutely love it.
Well, I don't know. I have like Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah,
Prime.
so do I.
Prime.
Well, yeah, but you have
It's
Amazon
almost
Prime. But dude, you're talking like $20 a month,
I know.
and you get like everything.
yeah.
You don't get everything.
You get. I'm only missing
Do I
like
get-
a couple
You get
little.
like 10 channels.
Do I get my Spartans?
No, dude, I'm missing like one channel from Dish.
That's where they hook me.
Not even-
I watch the Spartans, so it's like.
Dude,
Oh.
they all kinds of sports stuff.
Really?
They even have a whole
Sports.
sports package for $5.
Yeah, Sling TV is.
It's
I did
really
a little
great.
Trial error.
Sorry, we're getting way
It don't
off.
matter. It's
off.
okay.
It's all
We're
good. It's
getting
all
way
good.
off
Who's
on
this?
here.
It's all good.
Mr. Pickles.
I bet
That's
everybody.
Mr.
I bet
Pickles?
everybody at Sling
Try to catch that show
cosplays
sometime.
Do
too.
your kids?
Very
Do you
disturbing.
watch
God,
that with your
Exactly.
kids?
No, not that.
Sorry.
It's like
No, you're fine.
So what's probably the hardest thing you've ever made from scratch?
Wigs are tough. Wig styling is tough.
That's right. You do a lot of cool wigs.
I do a
don't
lot of
ya?
wigs.
Yeah.
Why is it tough?
It's scary because if you cut something and it's not right,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
grow
grow back. So
Right.
and you just wasted, between $50 to $70.
So
on
it's
a wig.
minor adjustments at a time.
Yeah,
Baby
little
steps.
bits at a time. So Fiona. So these pieces right here were for Fiona, and that was probably the most stuff I ever had to make because there was a lot of these are like shin guards, and I had bracers, I had pauldrons, and I had the axe, and so there was a lot of props I had to make for it. They're pretty beat up because
I got to tell you
Very
too.
old.
The first time I met Candy, or Wayne and I did, that's how she was dressed up when she
Yeah.
came to me. It's like,
I'm like, hi, I'm
oh
green.
hi.
Who were you dressed up as?
Fiona.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm green with
Like, dude, I mean, it's not like a little green.
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
we saw the picture.
yeah,
Well, we'll show it.
yeah.
and I
I mean, she's like all
Green.
green.
Yeah.
And do you put that on yourself?
yeah. Well, with help because I can't reach all
I was gonna
areas.
say, yeah.
My mom paints my back.
How long do you have green just that you go, oh, I missed that?
Oh yeah, that happens.
It's got to be like weeks.
Because I use alcohol based, so that it doesn't.
I would think
It
so.
doesn't. You don't sweat it off or
Yeah.
anything. And like it's like in the little curves of your ear and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'll all of a sudden you'll be like cleaning your ear and it's like, oh, it's purple. Okay, I haven't been.
Because you're hitting it with the airbrush, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that just goes everywhere.
It
Oh, you
does.
airbrush it on you.
Yeah, I'm airbrushed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Airbrushed.
brushed. It's
No kidding. What
yeah.
kind? Now, what kind of paint is that? What kind of paint?
I
do you
use Endura, which is an alcohol-based airbrush paint by European Body Art, and I really like it. First of all, it smells like grapes, and that makes me very
That's
excited.
nice.
It makes
Yeah,
me very excited. I have a
good.
funny story about that, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know who Carl Urban is?
No, elaborate.
Have you seen the new Star Trek movies? Or Lord of the Rings?
Mhm.
Yep.
He is in both. He plays the new Bones in the Star Trek movies.
Okay.
He's from New Zealand. He's Kiwi. And he was at a convention, and I wanted to meet him because he's super hot. he's this very attractive man.
Google him.
Google how
Google
attractive
Carl
man.
Urban.
who did he play in Lord of the Rings, by the way?
He was,
Carl Urban?
the
Yeah.
King of Rohan. He was his nephew.
No.
And you would know him if you saw him.
We
Yeah.
should have a TV right here that we can Bluetooth
Just-
to.
We're gonna
project stuff.
That's
up
on
to
the
Shopping
the
list?
2.0 lobby build.
He's not that good looking.
He's pretty good looking.
Let me see. Turn that this way.
I mean, he's not bad looking.
But
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
he kind of looks like Charlie Sheen.
no.
Don't he?
No.
All right.
Oh, see, then I'm not a good judge of
I mean,
Well,
what guy looks
he's
like
pretty
what.
good looking, man.
I wanted to meet him,
Oh,
so
they
I
said
went
that
up
I
to
was
go talk to
jealous.
him at the convention, and I was
Yeah.
dressed as Fiona at that convention because I actually competed in a costume contest myself for that, which I don't normally do. I usually judge them, so this time I actually competed and didn't win anything.
Oh, you
Okay,
got
no,
to be
you
kidding
stepped-
me.
Not a
It's
thing.
all right though. You stepped up to
Nothing.
the plate.
I did.
So all
I did.
that's what
But
matters.
still,
So I walked up to him and was fangirling a little bit because he was like really, really attractive, and was fangirling a little bit, and
He is pretty hot.
and he said he's like, you're green, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, you smell delicious. And I lost it. I was like, it's grapes. Do I smell like grapes? It's my paint. It smells like grapes. And I'm like shoving my arm in his face because I was super
And it's like,
excited.
You got too excited.
He's like,
oh no!
wait a second.
Totally.
Come out. He's like, she's gonna be at my car later.
I totally did. I lost it. He was like slowly backing up. But I ended up getting to know the girl who was his handler because celebrities
Yeah,
have handlers.
right.
He wakes up in the middle of the night now saying it's grapes.
Just for the record, I would love a handler.
A
Wouldn't you?
handler.
No,
I mean,
don't
No, you-
take it there.
You need
Don't
a,
take
you
it.
need a handler.
I'm just someone to like do stuff.
Need
Again,
emphasis.
don't
That's
take
an
it there.
assistant.
Emphasis.
I would like that. I would like that.
Well, his handler for the afternoon, I ended up getting to know her.
Wayne helps us,
Yes.
Wayne is kind of like
He just
everyone's
fetched
handler
his
here.
beers.
but
Thank you, Wayne.
That was pretty
Thank you,
nice
Wayne.
of him.
It was nice of him. Thank you, Frank and Wayne.
Frank and Wayne.
So wait, so how did it end up?
So, apparently, after I was gone, he continued to talk about me for quite a long time, like the rest of the afternoon.
Like telling security to keep you away.
No, saying he was like, did
you
you
see
see
a
her
green
eyes?
girl.
She had amazing blue eyes. And did you see her body paint? It was so smooth. And he was, I guess,
That's
really
awesome.
impressed with my costume.
Very-
So
Well, that's
That's-
great.
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You
It
got
was exciting.
you got a little crush on him.
A little bit,
He
yeah.
talked about you. That's exciting.
He said I smelled delicious.
He said you smell delicious.
Yeah.
Did
I
he say
mean,
delicious or
he
delicious?
said delicious.
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 In a
Delicious.
Kiwi accent.
So who's all like? Do you meet
He's
a lot
Canadian.
of celebrities
I
at
do,
these?
yeah.
And is it easier when you're dressed to like? Do they approach you more like?
Some
when
of
you're-
them do.
Yeah.
Some of them really do. They really get into it, especially if you're cosplaying as somebody that they were
Work
involved with
or,
in some
right,
way.
or themselves. Have you met someone? Have you met one yet where you're them?
No.
Oh, that's gonna.
Boy,
that's
that'd
gonna
be
be
weird.
awesome.
I do a
Now,
lot of
don't get
Disney.
weird about it when you
Don't get-
do. Don't get all excited like,
Yeah.
oh, I smell
might-
like grapes. I smell like grapes.
I might.
I smell
I
like
smell like
grapes.
grapes. Smell my arms. I smell like grapes.
Bananas, bananas, bananas.
No, I haven't yet. I especially with like judging and stuff too. Like I have access to like the green room and stuff. So I'll just like go to get lunch, and they'll just be like random celebrities like sitting and eating lunch, and I'll be like, hi. Like
Yeah.
So do you
I
get
had to have lunch
starstruck?
with Nichelle Nichols. Yeah, hell
Do
yeah.
ya?
I do. Yeah.
Do ya?
Like Tommy Flanagan. I don't know if you know who he is. He's
That name's familiar.
have you
feel
seen
like I
Sons of
should know.
Anarchy?
Yes.
He's Chibs,
Okay.
the guy with
Yeah,
the
that name
Glasgow
sounds familiar, yeah.
grin, you know, the scars.
Oh.
Met him. He was like walking by me, and I was like, Tommy, and he turns around and he's like, oh, and he comes up and he kisses me on both cheeks, and he's like, you are gorgeous.
Awesome.
And I was like, yes.
Yes.
Continue. Keep talking.
Go on.
Keep talking. So
I used to work at a bar in Royal Oak, and I met a lot of sports celebrities, a lot of athletes, and I don't get starstruck really.
don't you?
No, it really doesn't.
I do. I do.
It just depends on who. For me,
It's just
who
exciting.
it is.
Have do you, Brian? I mean,
It depends,
Who
yeah.
who was
okay.
one that you did get starstruck?
Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
Of course, right? I should have.
Yeah.
Should have known
Yeah.
that.
yeah. That.
Should have known that. Brian's like, hey, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to the room for a little bit. I'll see you guys
Right,
in like 20
I'll talk to you
minutes.
guys later.
That other guy. That other guy that did
Yeah.
Kiss, and that other guy.
And that other
and
guy.
the
The other guy.
and the other
And
one.
that other one.
Yeah.
And the one
But
with
I
the
mean, I
star.
don't get like weird about it. I
Guy with the
just,
star in his
The
face.
thing is,
you know.
I get weird in an adorable way. I like flail.
Right.
You
I'm
don't
excited.
think you get weird about it, but
They do.
They do.
They're used to a bunch of weird people.
They are.
So-
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
That's how it
why
goes.
don't we get them for the haunt?
Oh sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That,
Follow up kiss. You got his number, right?
yeah. Oh, I got it on speed dial.
You
Just
should
call
have
them
it as many
and-
times as you met him.
Yeah, I know. They
Well,
don't. They don't
I'm
like to give their
getting-
number out when you're
When you're freaking out on
Freaking out on him. Dude, can I put you in my phone?
How many cruises have you been
Add
on?
contact.
With
Add
him?
contact.
You've been on like 20 of them.
You should be able to approach him a little now.
Yeah, you'd think.
The problem is every time he sees him, he goes up and he's like, "It's me. Don't you know me?
remember me?
I'm Brian."
I was the one that had a KISS shirt on.
I actually get that myself in cosplay, and it's always like really crazy when it happens. I'll get people who like fangirl and flail, and we's like, "Do you remember me? I messaged you, and like we talked online, and
That's
and
cool,
they get
though.
and
That's
they
really.
get like
What do
really
you say?
excited.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah, you gotta be supportive.
People
Rob
bring
gets
me
that a
presents
lot.
and stuff. Like
Yeah,
it's
Rob
crazy.
gets that a lot.
Yeah.
He's a celebrity though.
He is.
Yeah.
Fritz. What?
Look at him shake his head.
Let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving.
But
oh jeez,
it's
That's
not,
just an ongoing
one of
joke.
the reasons why I do like.
it's an inside joke.
I'm gonna get serious now. Serious time.
Okay, serious.
Serious face now. Van Damme.
Yes.
Serious face. So, one of the things that I enjoy about doing cosplay and like guesting at conventions and stuff is that I have been contacted by a lot of larger ladies who say that they have been inspired by seeing me go out there and put myself out there and being confident and not being scared to
That's awesome.
to step out in costume and not being scared of ridicule or being bullied, and that I helped them take that step
That's
themselves.
awesome.
That's
and
really
that really
Shouldn't
makes
be
me feel
scared.
really good about
Yeah.
that.
You
And
shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be scared. You
They
shouldn't have to worry about being
shouldn't, but
bullied.
it's a really
for
tough
sure.
world
I can
out there.
guarantee. I know that.
it's tough.
But they should.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. I mean,
Like, I
that's
found-
encouraging.
I found one of my photos. I did Pigs in Space version of Miss Piggy.
love Pigs
And I found the photo
I
on
love
a
the Muppets.
subreddit for fat people hate. And it was people who were just talking about how disgusting I am because I'm fat.
Yeah, but you
And it
can't
was
worry
the
about those
entire
people.
thing. I don't. I
They're
laughed.
assholes.
I was upset for like 3 seconds, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
they're
this is
assholes.
all they got.
I can't believe there's actually a Reddit.
That's what I was just.
I mean, there's a Reddit for everything, but
But here's the thing, though.
somebody's out there wasting their time.
But here's
Yeah.
here's my problem with it though, is that doesn't take any courage to sit behind a keyboard and just
No.
type things.
No.
It takes courage to go out and do what you do. So that's why I'm like, don't worry. Those people, they don't have courage. So
Right.
I don't care about people that have no courage to step out and go do something.
But
they
that's
have no courage.
that's being strong though. Like,
Right.
and a lot of people don't feel like they have that strength, and so they
Yeah.
needed to see someone
They like to tear people down.
else do
People
it
love to tear
first.
people down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
so I do panels on.
But they're nobody.
It's true.
Yeah.
They are nobody. Don't feed the trolls. Don't
Nope.
respond.
Exactly.
But I do a panel on confidence in cosplay and anti-bullying things, like just kind of like being comfortable and in your skin and putting yourself out there and realizing that because here's the thing, of all the people out there that have said anything negative about me, the only thing that they've had to say is that I'm fat. And I'm like, I don't care. Obviously, I'm fat. Fat is not
And I look at like, you know what? You're talking about me. Thank you.
exactly.
Yeah. Right.
fat
Right.
is-
Right.
You're the one that loses because you're talking about me. So just go ahead and keep talking about me. I don't care how you talk about me.
Right,
Just
exactly.
talk about
But
me.
Yeah.
all press is good press.
Because
Like,
nobody's talking about them.
but
Right.
fat is just a descriptive term for a body shape. It doesn't define who I am. It doesn't define what I can do. I am in good health, even though I am overweight. And it is,
I like
to
bacon.
me, if they had said that my costume was horrible, or if I like had, oh, that's the worst Fiona I've ever seen, or look at that prop,
That would have
it's a
been
piece of
like a
crap,
deeper cut.
that would have hurt.
Yeah.
Like, because I spent a lot of time on that. But just saying
Right.
that I'm fat, I don't care. Like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what you got. Oh, she must have bad knees. Hope the diabetes was worth it. And Melissa McCarthy's really let herself go, and like all kinds.
Oh
of
my God.
how to cosplay, eat 10,000 Big Macs, like all that kind of stuff. It's like,
Because they're delicious. I had a Big Mac earlier, didn't I?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I
I'm
would just-
becoming comfortable
it-
with my
it-
fatness. I am. Like, I'm like, you know what? I made chocolate chip cookies last night. I'm like, I like chocolate chip
and
cookies.
Did you eat
didn't
all of
bring
them?
any.
No, but I ate.
I would hope that, and it sounds like you have, that you learn not to focus on negative energy like that, and just
Absolutely not.
You know, I think one good thing about getting older. There's not a lot that's good about getting older, but one good thing is that at least I hope so for most people is that you just simply don't care what people
You know,
think
I
as
don't.
much.
Absolutely.
And that's
So-
the thing.
Yeah.
You just pointed
Yeah.
out
Well
something
said.
as well, is that
Well
cosplay
said,
is
sir.
a young person's game. I am very old in the
Are you?
community.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I mean, you're talking these are kids kids. I mean, sometimes they're like 13, 14, you know, upwards of like 20, like early teens to early 20s
everything's
is
what
like
you
the
make
big
it
range.
to, though, right?
Absolutely, but these kids don't have like.
Do they
those
look up
kind of
to you though? As like you've been,
Yeah.
you're like
A veteran.
So there's
veteran,
a term,
yeah, I guess
there's a
that's the
term
way to
for
put
it.
it,
It's
yeah.
called senpai.
it's a what?
Senpai is the term for it.
Really?
There's a
It's a Jap.
I like all these terms.
I know.
Yeah, there are.
So senpai
Google
is
that.
a Japanese term
I'm
that
not
kind
gonna
of means
remember
like
any of these,
master.
just-
Yeah.
So and it's a sign of respect. So like there's a whole thing called senpai noticed me.
Yeah.
So if I were to like comment on someone's costume and say, "Hey, that looks really awesome," they might get excited and say senpai noticed me because somebody that I look up to said that my
See,
stuff
I
looks
love the Japanese. I sincerely mean that.
Yeah.
It's respect and honor, and that means something still to this day.
good. So if somebody calls you senpai, it's a good thing.
I like it.
They look up to you, and you're kind of like their role
Yeah.
model.
I'm gonna
their
start
mentor.
having people call me senpai,
Senpai?
if I can.
You have to
We're gonna
earn.
make you a shirt.
Encourage
You have to
that.
earn
No,
senpai.
just make it. Just tell them.
Yeah.
They say,
Please,
hey, Rob,
please address me as
that is
senpai when people check in here.
So,
It
so I
should
know
be your
you.
hotel name, like
You've had
AKA.
what's because I know one of the experiences, but what's like some of the bad experiences you've had wearing the costume for as long? Because you wear what? You can wear 8 hours a day.
More than that.
More than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Especially
I know
when you count, like,
the
getting ready time.
the Miss Piggy nose story, which is just still grosses me out to this
Really
day.
Well, someone who
tell that
designed a
story.
pig nose
Yeah.
didn't put any breathing holes in it.
Well, if we're keeping it authentic, you can't breathe out of the nose.
They
so,
were.
so there was a beautiful
minute.
silicone nose.
I can't breathe out of my nose.
No, you put this on and it is
Yeah.
a complete
Yeah.
seal. Like there is
Yeah.
no breathing at all. You
It's
cannot
solid
breathe. You
silicone.
have to,
That was some early knuckle dragger stuff. I mean,
No,
it's-
no,
it's
this
good.
is
it's a
it's
design
good.
thing. I mean, there's no way.
It was
to,
designed that way.
There's no way to put
at
a
the
pig
bottom?
nose on. You would still see.
Yeah.
It's like it's.
Yeah, you
trust me,
can't.
we
You can't.
We talked about this.
So you got to breathe out of your mouth.
So I had to breathe out of
yeah,
my mouth.
yeah.
Well, when I went to go take the nose off that night, apparently my nose had been running inside of the prosthetic all day long. And when I peeled the silicone off, it was like the floodgates had like opened. I mean, spattered all over the floor. It was like
Isn't that
horrible.
horrible?
It was horrible.
How much were you holding in there?
I don't know because you can't even like you couldn't
couldn't feel
even
it?
like sniff in. You know what I mean? Like you can't even like if you didn't feel like I had a runny nose because you can't even
So you can't feel
you
nothing.
can, nothing.
No.
So I opened it up and it was a massacre in there.
Isn't that crazy?
Really bad. I can't get this open.
Yeah.
Here.
My nails.
Hey, we do usually do a beer tasting. Should Wayne get that out a little bit, or if possible, he's kind of
Yeah,
like our handler
yeah.
here. So would it be
That's
a good
true.
idea to
Yeah,
get
we
those
can.
going?
Oh yeah, to do our beer.
Other than that, I've just had a lot of like body paint fails. So the very first time that I
Oh.
did
Hey,
body
Wayne,
paint
can
was
you get
was almost like a PAX. So I
There's
didn't have
3 in
good
the
success with
freezer.
water-based body paints. So I ended up doing an old school version of PAX, which was straight up acrylic paint with latex. And it sticks to your skin and it won't come off unless it like peels off because it's latex.
Yeah.
Well, underneath my arms all day, my body heat kind of like made the latex sticky again,
Yeah.
and my arms stuck to themselves. So I
Oh.
couldn't lift my arms up.
Oh, you're kidding.
My friend had to come and peel my arms apart and then tear out all the latex underneath my arms because I couldn't lift my arms. So that's probably the biggest makeup fail.
That wouldn't be good.
And then there should be there's another one in the fridge.
That's 4 right there.
All right, so I want to get a special appearance of some character. Any thoughts on that? For this,
Would you
this
would you
fall?
consider making a character just
Yeah.
to appear? Mm-hmm. You got plenty of time.
You got plenty of time. Yeah, plenty of time. I'm making an original character right now, actually.
That'd be cool.
We're gonna need bottle openers.
Yep.
Frozen?
You're frozen.
Well,
Yes,
How can
it's
they
frozen.
be frozen so quick?
But
Don't
there's
shake
more
it
in the
around.
fridge.
too much.
grab those other
Crack
ones.
it,
These
it
are
might-
frozen.
Might be okay. Just leave it.
Well,
freeze more
Chris
when you crack.
decided that he
Oh,
really
well, there's
needed
some in
them
the fridge.
cold.
There's some in the fridge.
There's some in the fridge.
Here, hand me that guy back.
To put those in the
All right.
fridge, they'll be fine. They'll thaw. In the, or
Anything-
They
they'll
won't
there.
explode
Candy,
yet.
anything you want to, like, your website and all that,
Promote.
anything you want to promote, talk about?
Sweets4aSweet Cosplay. That's Sweets, the number 4, A Sweet Cosplay.
One word.
On one word. Cosplay is the second word. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Tumblr, Vero, all those.
Oh, you're on all of them.
I'm on all of them.
She's on everything.
You're promoting.
It's hard because I'm my own manager and it's really hard. But if you message me on any of those things, it is me who's answering them. You can ask me questions if you have questions about
fan
things.
mail.
Yeah.
I like it.
And when's your next big show?
I actually am on hiatus right now because of my
She's
wedding.
Retiring.
I'm just
When
for
are you
the
getting
year.
married?
Congrats again.
September 29th.
September 29th. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Just before the
Congrats.
Halloween season, just in time to get back to
kinda
work.
Like first
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
But
She'll only miss one
I'll
weekend.
only miss one weekend.
weekend.
But so
Don't
I'm
drink
not going to
it.
go to any
Are you-
to any conventions that I know of
I'm sorry.
this year.
It's too much of a habit for me to pour beer in a glass. So I'm sorry.
So just
I don't
wipe that out like you didn't take it.
Yep, I
and,
didn't.
and you'll be just fresh.
I don't know
you
what that tastes like.
Well-
I don't know what that tastes like. What's that taste like?
I don't know.
I don't know what that tastes
So,
like. I don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
don't.
I got it here.
So you don't. So what we do on this show is that we have a segment
I don't know if
called.
you've ever seen the show. Probably not.
If you haven't,
Yeah.
Nobody watches
I
it.
think we've had like
I
10
was
people,
here
No,
when
there's
one
like
was recorded.
10,
really
11 people
strong
that
We got-
watch it.
Oh.
followers
Hey,
out there.
So I'm going to
It's a
promote
start.
it on my
It's a
social
start.
media when
10-ish.
it
You
are.
goes. Yeah,
10-ish,
Okay.
really.
sure.
Awesome.
And so it'll
More like 8.
And
get
hopefully
some
when they
views.
watch
getting better.
yours, then they'll go back and watch other episodes.
That is the hope.
Yes.
That would be the
Yeah.
hope. We've had some pretty
Promote
good
us.
ones.
Help us. Help us.
All right, so
I will
back
help.
to this. On this show, we do what?
It's called Scary Good Beer.
Scary Good Beer.
Scary Good Beer. And we rate the artwork.
We rate the artwork.
That's new, right?
Oh no. That's,
Welcome to
we,
the podcast, Rob.
we rate.
I do take a few off here and there.
and then we
for
just
the record.
and we rate the overall taste
And then the
of
taste.
it, and it's all in Bloody Skulls, and 10 is the best, and we have not had a 10 yet.
10, and you can do halves.
10
So we
for
And you
taste.
can do halves,
so
but
you
not
can do
quarters.
halves, not quarters.
Earth.
So you're
Yeah.
going to rate a total. You're going to combine. You're going to rate a
smells
total
brown.
between artwork and what you think of the taste.
Yeah.
Oh, total.
Do we-
The total.
Right? Oh,
And
total.
we
So
rate the
first-
alcohol content. No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody
The
else.
alcohol
That's not-
content
but
is-
you could.
I'm just for the record. I'm gonna strongly weight the beer taste over the artwork.
You
in
don't
my
like
own
the artwork.
personal
Okay, that's
judgment.
fine.
No.
Yeah,
That's
the
just
artwork
my
isn't
weight is much
driving
more.
me as
So
much.
everybody knows. Let's first
Like if
do
I love
this.
the
Yeah,
artwork,
let's
and it's
announce-
horrible. It's gonna be a horrible grade.
Today we're going to be doing. This week we're doing Dark Horse, Rain and Blood.
Yes.
Rain.
Orange pale ale.
It's
From
an orange pale ale. They're out of Marshall, Michigan.
Dark Horse Brewing.
Dark Horse Brewing. Great place. I think we've actually maybe have done a different Dark Horse on here.
I think we did.
But
yeah.
I am a big fan. I go out there quite a bit, actually. It's a great place.
Yeah.
So we have Rain and Blood by Dark Horse. I actually really like the label.
I do
think
too.
there's two.
I-
Here's one constructive criticism I would say is they have the Dark Horse logo up on the left next to Dark
Yeah.
Horse, and then they have it again
Within the
within
pentagram.
yes, which is only a quarter inch, half
I
inch
think
from
my
each
f-
other. So I'd like to see the
You see
one.
Dark Horse 3 times in like.
So
one
obviously
little
this
triangle.
is
Yeah.
I'd
I'd like to see the one in
if-
the middle here go away and have something
Yeah.
else there. Like
But
that-
if you're not a fan of metal music, this is a Slayer reference
Right.
as a
I-
song.
I know.
so
I
you
know
know
the
what?
reference.
So that's
Go
what
ahead.
rain. So that for me
Oh, the Rain and
ups it
Blood
a bunch
song.
of
Yep.
points.
yeah.
But I have to say, and the same with the emblem is similar to the Slayer emblem. But I love the fact that the claws are into
in
oranges.
the oranges, yeah, because
That's
this is
just-
an orange.
That's
pale
probably
ale.
the coolest
It's an
part.
orange. Yeah, it's a blood orange.
Blood orange pale ale. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
So-
crazy with
I
the
bet
Rain
you
and Blood.
anything. I bet you anything that their logo is there just for
Well,
the fact of the pentagram.
Listen, I don't know Aaron, the owner of Dark Horse.
I don't
but
either.
I've seen him a couple times. They had their little show
Yeah.
on the History Channel for a little bit
Right,
there,
right,
and
right.
he looks like a guy, and
That would
they
love
look
Slayer.
like a crew that understands the Slayer.
Yeah.
This
Nice.
is completely.
That's
built
even
around-
just more respect
yeah,
I give them.
Yeah. Yeah, they seem like some cool guys and some good guys over there. So
Yeah.
I think this is completely built around the Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, this is great. All right, so we gotta taste this thing.
So
right?
well,
I already did,
all right,
but-
yeah.
Oh, you
let's go
did?
with
Sorry.
So did I. Cheers.
All right,
Sláinte.
let's try this out.
I already know.
I don't, what class of beer is this, by the way? Like
It's a
This
pale
is
ale.
just a
pale ale? Okay.
Not an Indian pale ale. Not an IPA. Just a,
Right,
just an ale. You know, not a pale
All right.
ale.
So who wants to start? Want me to start down here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it with the artwork. Artwork's cool. I don't know Slayer. So
Shame on you.
I'm gonna downgrade it for that.
Well, you don't have to-
Jeez.
I give it a 7.5.
this is-
The taste is really
downgraded.
good.
You can't down-
That's what's important.
You can't downgrade it for your lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's my own rating.
This is
So
okay.
my own.
What did you give it?
No, I gave it a 7.5. I like.
Oh,
I
that's
like the
pretty
taste
good.
of it. I like the art. It's cool. I like the brewery. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
7.5.
7.5. I like that. I'm gonna go 8, but I already knew. Like, I love Rain and Blood. I love this beer. It's a really good beer. I love the artwork. I'm a big fan of Dark Horse.
Why don't you rate it a 9 then?
I'm going
Yeah.
8. I'm just more of a little. I like my IPAs. I like a little bit more of a bitter. I like I like when I can taste my hops. But this beer is not made to do that, so that's okay.
So yours is more of
beer.
a review than a reaction.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I give it 8 bloody skulls.
Okay.
Oh yes, 7.5 bloody skull.
7.5.
I would do a 7.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Tell us what you think.
I actually really like it, which I'm not a huge fan of pale ales because I don't like the bitter beers. I like them a little less bitter. But it's not super bitter. And I just would, if this is a, blood orange juice in this beer.
Yeah, that got me.
I would like to have more of an orangey finish, and it was not as much.
I hear
Really?
you on that. I hear you on that.
I
though.
I get the orange.
I
in it,
taste
you know?
It's
it.
there,
Dark
but
Horse
it's-
though, and Dark Horse's fruit beers are like that. They
Yeah.
don't over
Yep.
fruit them. You can get a little bit at the back end, and that's
Yeah.
about it. They don't
Because I wouldn't
over-fruit
want a
'em.
real too much of an orangey.
But
See,
I do
I
hear what you
do.
mean.
You
Candy.
do,
Like,
you do,
yeah,
If
yeah.
I were to order,
Well,
if I went to a
point.
place, which is
Point.
this is 7%.
This is
by
what
the
she's
way.
been drinking tonight.
Cranium Crush,
Yeah.
Petoskey Brewing
Which is a
Company,
really
another
cool logo.
Michigan brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
So what do you got?
So 7.
7?
Yeah.
Really?
Bloody
Okay.
Solid.
skulls.
It's more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So for me, I've had this before, so this is a review, not a reaction so much on this. For me, the art is great. The name is great. The fact that they say it's with blood orange juice, which, I mean, that's very clever.
Pretty. Yeah.
Just the whole play on the Slayer thing, I think is great, and I really like the taste. I don't mind like an IPA where it has the bitter, but I like a more mild all the way through.
Yeah.
Right.
And I am a dark beer, but
Porter.
yeah, but this is
Good
Like a
beer.
good milkshake
this is
stout.
good. This is something I would sit and have many of.
I agree. I have before.
Right, I have too. So, I'll honestly, for me, I would give this a 9.
Nice.
Really? That's
Yep, I
nice.
really
9
would.
bloody skulls.
Yeah, 9 bloody
7,
skulls.
7.5, and 8.
8.
So let's call
So
that
about
almost
8 and
an
a half.
I'd
8
say
and a half. 8.
8.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, 7
I
and
think 8.
That's solid.
I think it's good.
Bloody skulls.
Rain and
No,
bloody skulls.
Slightly below 8.
Rain and bloody skulls.
Slightly
Oh,
below
Let's
8.
make him come from the top this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dripping down. All right, cool.
Cool.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yeah. When next time you get some more costumes, we'll have you on again, and you
Yeah,
can kinda,
absolutely. I'm creating
know.
an original character right now. So
What is it? Can you say or not?
It is a
Is it
steampunk witch.
Oh.
Whoa.
That should be
No,
what
that's a
you
little
show
mixed.
off at the haunt next
Yeah.
year. So we'll.
What's
we'll
the
see,
verb
but
for that? What's the word for that one? Like, so that's steampunk with the witch. So that's a little.
Yeah.
That's crossplay.
No.
No, that's horror punk.
Yeah, that's
I like it.
I like it.
Just got a new one.
That would be a mashup
Is that the term?
where you mix genres.
I
So
think-
like horror with steampunk.
I think
would
it's
be a
horror
mashup.
punk. Is
Yeah.
probably what you want to say.
Yeah, because
I
mashup
like-
is too simple, isn't it?
I think horror punk just sounds cool.
Why?
That sounds like a good band.
Horror punk. Oh, that's not
So, well, cool,
Trademark.
cool. I look forward. We all look forward to seeing that, and everybody can check us out on YouTube and check this podcast,
Check
and
it out.
and don't forget
Share it.
awakenhaunt.com, and
Don't forget to share it, like it,
Your
subscribe to the
website?
channel.
Sweets4aSweet Cosplay.
Yes,
Sweets
check
for
it
a
out.
Sweets
On all
Cosplay.
the social medias.
Awaken After Dark. AwakenHaunt.com.
Waking After Hours even.
Awaken After Hours. I keep saying Awaken After Dark, don't I?
We're going to have both .coms, so
We'll
it's
be,
okay.
Yeah, we'll be open
All
after
right,
dark.
cool. Thank you.
Like,
Appreciate
subscribe.
Thank you so much for coming, Candy.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Dun, 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 dun.